Hi George, I just wanted to show you a couple of quick things here real quick with customer support for Azon WordPress Master. Currently it is not hooked up to the main product management system that you have been using for the rest of my products, and I could quickly throw it in there, but there's one other aspect to this particular product and the way the delivery is set up where I would need to have all the editing parts of that product management system completed to be able to effectively do all the support for this project. So I thought it would just be easier, at least for the time being, to just have you do this on the Azon WordPress Master website itself. So you go to the login address, Azon WordPress, wp-master.com/wp-login.php. Your login information is going to be the same as the support ticket system. Now once you are in the site, a couple of main things that you're going to need to be doing with support for this is going to be retrieving access information for people, possibly resetting a password, and also upgrading accounts. So I want to go into users here. This will give me the screen where you can search for people's information. You're likely familiar with this particular page. Everybody that purchases this product is going to show up here, and they're going to be S2 member level 1, whereas the two administrators would be your account and my account, the admin account here. So what you are looking to do here, if you need to look up somebody's information, if they need their username, for example, you can simply search for their username by their name or email address up here in the search box, and then just click on Search Users. So if I was looking to retrieve your login information, I would search what I know about you, search your name or email address or whatever. Once I find you, I can click on Edit to get into your account here. Now I have this set up as one of my emails for your account because you're not going to really need to worry about getting any email notifications, and I didn't want you to end up getting bombed with any emails there that you might not want to, because sometimes these launches can generate hundreds of new emails in a single day. So I just made sure if it was going to send anything out for this second administrator account, just to be on the safe side, so it all directs all that towards me. What you're really interested in here, though, are two different things. When somebody needs their login information, you're looking for their username. This is not something that can be changed once it is set. If for some reason somebody wanted a new username, you would simply just create a new account from scratch, and I will show you how to do that in a couple minutes here. So if somebody is asking for their login information, simply look up what their username is and provide them with that username and also the login address, the same address that I had you log in at before, or you can just direct them to the home page of azonwpmaster.com. There's a login box on the home page of the site there. Provide them with their username, but then as far as the password goes, you have to tell them that their password is already encrypted in the system and it's not something that you can retrieve. However, they can reset their own password using the lost password link on the login pages, and that will send them a reset email to their email address. So if nothing else, maybe if their email address here is different from what they are contacting you with, maybe just let them know, hey, this is your email address that is registered for your account. So this is where the reset email would go to. You can also offer to reset somebody's password for them, but I will generally avoid doing this unless I am specifically asked to do so, or if somebody blatantly tells me that they simply cannot find their login information at all, or if it looks like maybe something messed up where the email went out. But in most cases, I avoid doing this unless they just simply ask me to, because then whatever is showing up in their JVZoo purchase information and in that original purchase email, if they do run upon that stuff later on, then that password would be incorrect. So if they ask you to do so, you can reset the password and set it to something specific and then tell them what that password is. But in most cases, I typically do not have to do that. I just simply offer them their username and tell them how they can go about resetting it themselves. And 99 times out of 100, I never hear back from them after that. So that typically means that their problem is taken care of. So the next thing here is going to be with upgrading an account. There is one upsell with this particular offer. I'm going to hop over here to the members area really quick. We have the main product that is being purchased, the streaming videos or the direct download videos, you know, the 33 modules, and then also the 2 ebook guides up here. Well, there is now a OTO link up at the top for the extended training. If anybody purchases the upsell and they're wondering where to access the additional training that they purchased, direct them to log into their normal account and look for this link right up at the top that says extended training at the end. This will take them to the page for the extended training if it has access to it. Now, as you can see here, this page or this account does not have access to it. I just created this account for you so we can now see how this shows up. There is a link here where they can get to a page to purchase that extended training, but let's say they already purchased it and maybe it's still showing them this particular page. They would then likely contact you for support and say, hey, I purchased it, you know, here's my transaction information, you know, verify their purchase, and then go and look to see whether or not their account is actually set for this additional training. And how you tell that is this custom value setting right here. It's under S2 member configuration and profile fields, and this will be down towards the bottom of anybody's user profile. The custom value, if it is blank, then they do not have access to the upsell. If simply the word OTO in all capital letters, make sure it's capitals or else it will not work. This gives them access to the additional upsell content. So I can upgrade an account by simply adding in OTO in all capitals to that custom value field and just updating the profile. Now when I return to this page and refresh it, I am able to access all of this additional training. And this includes the 5 Techie Masterclass classes, the Weaver 2 mini-series, and also 2 site construction classes. And there are ebooks included for all of these classes except for the 2 Weaver 2 classes. So there's 7 ebooks and a total of 9 different videos that come along with this particular upgrade. This should all be content that you have seen in the past before. I'm pretty sure you were in the Live Techie Masterclass series, and I'm pretty sure also in the Live Weaver 2 mini-series, and then these site construction classes are from the Azon Home Study course. So now, the last thing that I would like to show you here is how to create a new user account from scratch. Let's say somebody contacts you and says, I purchased the product and it doesn't look like it went through right on JVZoo, or they can't find their information, and then maybe you come here and maybe you can't find their login information at all. If it seems like the account did not get set up correctly on the website, then you would need to go into Users and Add New to create a new user account. So just to use this as an example, I'm going to call this username George2. And I'll just set a similar email address on it. So the main things you're looking to do here are fill out these top 4 boxes, and then you also have to fill out the 2 password boxes, and you have to fill out the role box. The role needs to be set to S2 member level 1 for all accounts that are customers. And this is whether they have purchased the upsell or not. It's just for anybody that has purchased the product itself. Now for the password, you're honestly welcome to do whatever you want to for this. I like to just create some kind of complicated password. Sometimes I might use the person's initials or something, maybe do 1 capital and 1 lowercase, add in some numbers, add in an exclamation point, and a couple of letters, maybe even another number or 2. You know, just create some kind of random password for them. Shoot for a bare minimum of 8 characters. I usually go for 9 or 10. And then just paste that in as their password and repeat it for the password as well. And then you have this that you can refer back to when you are replying to their support message, so you can provide them with their contact information. Now the username here, even though I'm using George2 here just for an example, I don't want to create a username right now that would end up being a username that somebody else might potentially use. If you were to actually be the person that had purchased this particular product and I was manually processing this sale for you, I would go in and set your username as your first and last name, but in all lowercase letters. So we have George Drum, all lowercase. You probably recognize this from your accounts on the Home Study course and other member sites that I have. Set their email to their contact email that they're contacting you from, or possibly their PayPal email address, depending on whatever they've provided you with. And then, just fill in their first and last name, fill in their password, set their user role. If they had purchased the OTO, you can also set that here for the custom value, set that as OTO, and then you would just go down and click New User. Now, there is this option here to send the password to the new user by email. I typically will not use this option because the person has often contacted me and they're asking me for information, so I usually have a support ticket or something I'm replying to, so I don't want to hit them with a support ticket and then an email from here. So I will often leave this unchecked, and I will simply take the information that I have put in my notepad here for the password, and also record the person's username. You can even be doing this directly in the support ticket instead of pulling up a notepad file. Whatever works best for you. I often do that when I've been responding to a support ticket too. So then you would just provide the person with their login information. You can give them, honestly, just to make things simple, just give them the homepage address, azonwordpressmaster.com. Give them their username and their password. You don't necessarily have to label which one is which. I think most people can usually figure it out. Sometimes I'll just put a P and a colon and a U and a colon before each appropriate one if you would like to label them. And then you can provide the person with their login information. Now, I'm not going to go through and actually create this account, but do make sure you click on the Add New User button down below to actually create that account if you have to make one. Most likely, though, you will hopefully not have to create any new accounts from scratch. Every now and again, there's just some random problem that goes wrong, a duplicate email address, or somehow two people have the same first and last name and it tries to create a username that's the same. I have some safeguards in place to try to circumvent situations like that, but every now and again things do break. There's some odd information that comes in and it just doesn't process it correctly, and instead of messing it up, it just doesn't process anything or fails to process possibly. So in most cases you'll just be looking up information to provide them with their username and to tell them how they can reset their password. And then for other people, you could possibly have to upgrade their account for them. That is one thing that sometimes breaks a little more commonly than others. When somebody purchases an upgrade for an account like this, if they don't do it with the same PayPal account, email address, and with the same name information coming into it, then the processing script may not be able to properly connect their first purchase with their upsell purchase, and so it simply fails to upgrade the account for them. So that might be one situation where people would contact you needing that upgrade to be performed. So you would just find their account, edit it, put the OTO in all capital letters under that custom value field. This should explain the majority of the support that will happen as far as this product, at least as far as the customers go. I have included on the sales page, which is not the home page here, I have included here on the home page all the way down at the bottom, there is a link to contact customer support if they have questions before they buy. Hopefully a decent majority of those, at least, maybe you'll be able to answer for them. Feel free to send me a Skype message with one of the messages if you just want to find out how I would answer it or whatever. And you can still send off the reply and everything, and maybe that way you would be able to answer the duplicate questions like that come in. oftentimes you'll find people will ask a lot of the same things. So usually if you can, just take a little extra time to learn a particular situation, then chances are that situation will end up coming up again. So, that's why I don't really mind doing some back and forth on Skype or whatever, just to help kind of train you up. And, kind of as we go through new products that are launching like this, and especially if, I'm paying you to actually go through the product itself, then we should over time build up, a decent amount of knowledge and be able to take a decent chunk of customer support off of my hands and be able to move on from there in the future. I'm also still looking into additional work that I can have you do. I'm going to send you another video before launch time. It's going to talk about approving affiliates. There will likely be sometimes, especially Monday, basically as soon as you're up and available on Monday, I will most likely not be awake yet, because I will typically stay awake all night long up until launch time. If I'm launching at 6 in the morning, and I just am usually up late doing some last minute adjustments and testing and making sure everything is going to run smoothly, and then I'll wait until the first sales start to come in, usually before I disappear, just to make sure everything is 100%. But then beyond that, once a launch kind of starts to get going, once there are stats available for it, then you have people that start to request an affiliate link at that point, when they can see that, hey, this product is selling, or maybe it's converting at a good rate or whatever. So there's going to be some affiliate requests that will come in Monday morning, especially, that could use some prompt attention, whereas it would likely be a number of hours later before I could get to them. So I would like to make an additional video to show you how to do that, and I'll be sure to get that to you before launch time, and likely even tomorrow, so you can have it a day ahead of time. Talk to you later.